Tegu, 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 Tegu. Hi, it's me, Keato. Welcome to my zoo. Today we're talking about the Argentinian black and white Tegu. Or Argentine? It might just be Argentine. My bad. I just got over being sick. My mom is still sick, and my girlfriend was also sick. I got the least bad of it, honestly. I kind of had a head thing, whereas they had the flu. Who knows? Maybe I had the flu. I don't know. I am not a doctor. Who am I? I'm just a guy on the internet talking about animals. That's right. I'm back again. I just wanted to start off by saying, first of all, thank you for the support on the last video. It was really cool seeing the support on that video. It makes me feel very happy that people showed up and listened to me talk about a very special bird that means a lot to me. This reptile was suggested by my buddy Isaac. So here you go, my friend. Hope you enjoy. Hope I do your animal proud. So their scientific name is Salvatore Marianne, which, I don't know, I feel like that sounds like some guy you'd find in The Godfather or something like that. Salvatore. I mean, that's just, I feel like that's just a... Hey, what are you eating? What are you eating? Don't eat anything you're not supposed to eat. My cat was eating something on the floor. It just sounds like a very Italian name. Salvatore? The Marianne part, it was to honor a German-born naturalist whose name was Maria Sibylla Marianne. Sorry if I said that wrong. She was a naturalist and artist who studied insects, plants, and reptiles in the 17th and 18th century. So, named after her to an extent, give a little honor to her. So that's pretty cool. So these guys are a reptile of many names, also known as the Argentine giant tegu, black and white tegu, just cut out the Argentine in general, blue tegu, and my favorite, huge tegu. Just get rid of all details. It's big. It's a big tegu. That's all you gotta know. These lizards are in the Taidae family. I don't know how you spell that. Spell it? I know how you spell it. I spelled it. I don't know how you say it. Taidae. I could look it up, but I'm not going to because of the principle, and I'm locking in to this. I'm locked in. I'm saying it how I'm going to say it. Taidae. These guys are of the least concern on the endangerment list, given that they are very invasive. We'll get more info about that later on, but these guys are invasive in the America, and this America, not South America. That's where they're from. They are invasive in North America. Why could I not think of that? Jesus. I've discovered a new word, a word that I've been thinking about wanting to learn, but I didn't know what to look up. The opposite of nocturnal. So animals that like to hang out and do stuff in the day are called diurnal. Or diurnal. Diurnal. That means they're active during the day. So now you know what the opposite of nocturnal is. Alright, that was the general information to get us a little introduction into these bad boys. We're going to talk about anatomy now. So they can get up to about 4 to 5 feet. I didn't really see any conclusive, actual size they get. I saw 4, 4.5, 5. So I just said 4 to 5 feet. Keep it simple. Along with being about 4 to 5 feet, they can get up to 15 pounds. That was really the only size I kind of found. The males are bigger than the females, so I don't really know the general weight between the sexes. I couldn't really find much about that. They are terrestrial, which means they don't really climb up that much. They like to stay on the ground. If they do climb, it'll be no more than a couple feet. They like to chill on the ground. Though they don't climb, they can swim. This is swimming, by the way. I don't like swimming, hence my bad. Is that really how my hat looks? Oh. It just loses all detail. Don't trip. Distracted again, sorry. You got anything to say? Yeah? So spoiled. That's Mocha, by the way. Luna is eating. But when she comes over here, I'm snacking her. So, like I said, the males are a lot bigger and thicker than the females. They got big old jowls, aka they got chubby cheeks. And in elementary school, that was my nickname given to me by my friends because I had chubby cheeks. I'm a Tegu. And also, the chubbier the cheeks, the more attractive the Tegu is when it comes to the opposite sex. What can I say? In elementary school, I was a female Tegu magnet. I was surrounded by them. They wouldn't leave me alone. Their tongues actually work like snake tongues. They're forked. I didn't really know how snake tongues worked, but now I do, and it's pretty crazy. So the fork in the tongue helps dictate which way the food or their prey is. Their tongues work with an organ called the Jacobson's organ. It is on the top of their mouth. I'm going to read the definition of Jacobson's organ, so bear with me here. Jacobson's organ, an organ of chemoreception that is part of the olfactory system of amphibians. Scent. Reptiles and mammals. Although it does not occur in all tetrapod groups, it is a patch of sensory cells within the main nasal chamber that detects heavy moisture-borne odor particles. So that's the scientific term for it. It's a thing on the top of the mouth that helps dictate scent. Like a nose inside their mouth. It's kind of weird. So when the Tegu, she's laying on my foot. It's very warm. My feet are cold. I'm not wearing socks. So when the Tegu is blah, 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 it brings its tongue back in, and that organ up top, like it detects and decides which direction the food is, depended on the particles that are on the tongue. So if it senses like a bird's nest on its right side, the tongue will have the particles that kind of sense that on its tongue. The organ will detect that it's on the right side, and the Tegu will be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go that way. What the hell? What the hell? That's crazy. I never knew that's how that worked. But now I do, and now you do. So congratulations. You're learning. Oh, she's playing with a cord. Got it. It's day old Starbucks coffee. It's not great. It's not great. But I spilled my... I have one of those like single cup Keurigs. You put 1 cup in. It's the amount of water that fills up a mug. Single mug Keurig. It's great. It's convenient. I don't have excess coffee. Whatever. Well, I like to use coffee grounds instead of buying the coffee K-Cups because you get more coffee out of it. And I filled up one of the reusable ones or whatever, and when I was putting it in, it stuck to my finger or something and spilled all my coffee grounds into the Keurig. I haven't cleaned it. I'm pissed off. But I have to drink my day-old coffee now, and it's not good at all. I could clean it. I don't. This video is more important. Anyway, we're going to talk about location now. Where are these bad boys at? Typically, they like tropical rainforest, forests, tropical rain forests, savannas, and semi-deserts in eastern to central South America. So these guys are kind of in the same area as the hyacinth macaw. That's pretty cool. They are native to southeastern Brazil, Uruguay, one of those two probably, eastern Paraguay, Bolivia, and Argentina. So kind of the same location as the hyacinth, not really, but kinda. Though these guys are invasive in Florida and Georgia. So Thomas down in Georgia that I mentioned yesterday could have a hyacinth and a tegu. Who knows? On to diets. These guys are omnivores, which means they do eat meat and veggies and fruits. Typically, they will eat smaller mammals and vertebrates, insects, spiders, eggs, and other reptiles. Oh, and snails. They eat snails too. So they have escargot. They're pretty fancy. Escargot is a snail, right? I think so. They are also known to eat birds. So if a bird is like nesting on the ground, they can't eat the bird if they're in their nest. So the macaws are okay. Plus, I don't know like a 5-foot macaw or a 5-foot tegu could take out a hyacinth. I doubt it, given that they nest in trees. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. Them fighting. I don't want them to fight. I want them to be friends. They also eat vegetation, fruits, and seeds. I did not find specifics on that, but they do eat other things too. There's a lot less stuff in other categories I feel like we've had more of in the last two videos, like diets and habitat. I feel like we've had a lot more, but there really isn't a lot to say about that I could find. We do have more stuff in other categories that we usually don't have. This is going to be a bit of a different video, given that these guys aren't endangered and that they are invasive. So it's going to be a bit of a different kind of vibe, I guess. But they still deserve to be spoken about. They still deserve to be, have people educated about them. We're going to move on to lifestyle. So these bad boys go into brumation in autumn once the temperatures start to drop. So about September to March. So they're about to be out of brumation now. Brumation, if you didn't know, is the hibernation of reptiles. So mammals and other things go into hibernation. Reptiles go into brumation. So same kind of thing. It's a bit different, I'm pretty sure, but same general idea. After they wake up, it's time to get down and dirty. All right, it's mating season. As soon as they wake up, they start making babies. All right, and that usually lasts about a month. The females will build the nest and will lay 12 to 30 eggs. I don't know how big their eggs are. That's how big their eggs are. I don't know that. I haven't looked that up yet. But editing may won't show you how big their eggs are. They might be real small. Who knows? The eggs do hatch after about 120 to 170 days. The hatchlings start off with this like bright lime emerald green. That doesn't make sense. Lime emerald green. Everybody said it's emerald green. I feel like it's more of like lime, kind of the darker lime color. But they're green at their snoot to about halfway down their bodies. Then they have the black and white underneath. That eventually does fade away as they get older. It just kind of turns into the black and white, hence the name. So after about a month, that green will be gone. Their tail is a yellow and black band, or they do have yellow and black bands. And as they get older, the yellow will start being more speckled, which is a good determiner on the age of whatever tegu is being looked at. And they do live up to about 20 years, which is pretty cool. And they mature at about 3 years old. dabbing in 2025. I'm so in with the youth. I am the youth. All right. So, threats. These guys don't really have any natural predators. They're invasive and they're of least concern. So, there really are no threats for them. These guys are kind of chilling. If threatened, they will puff up those big old cheeks to make themselves look bigger and open their mouth. And I don't know what the hell that was. So they'll just try to make themselves look bigger. They can also use their tail as a whip. So they kind of like get into like it's a J formation. And then I'm assuming they kind of just go. If I had a tail, I'd do that too. Shoot. I don't know what this is used for, but bam, 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 bam. It's probably a snot rag. Probably is. And I just touched it. Even my mom's been sick. Gross. Why'd I touch it? So, conservation, I feel like this conservation it's a bit different. I should have renamed it probably. But I don't know. I feel like conservation is talking about keeping the species protected and not harming the species or doing things that could bring harm to the species. So I kept it as conservation. So they are in the least of concern, though in Florida, given that it is endangered, that is illegal to kill them on private property, or you can get a license to kill them, though they are protected under the anti-cruelty law, which, good, you shouldn't just be killing Tegu to kill Tegu. If they're on your property and killing stuff, or you have a license for it, go for it. They're not supposed to be there. They're affecting that ecosystem and that wildlife and everything like that. By all means, I don't think that's that bad of an issue. I saw that they do have, parasites. They could contain salmonella. Just a lot of things that will harm the natural ecosystem that is in Florida and Georgia that the Tegu aren't really meant to be in. And so, even though the Tegu is a very good adapter to their environments, the animals that are around them, I mean, how do you really expect them to adapt to something that is invading their home, especially if they don't really have natural predators, given their size? So there's always a whole lot of different reasons for invasive species to be killed, but it's a big conversation that I don't want to say the wrong thing because, again, no degree, just a guy. These guys are very popular pets, as are a lot of reptiles. If you decide you want a Tegu, do your research. So, as I was saying before my SD card ran out of space, if you're going to get these guys as a pet, do your research. I cannot stress that enough. Do your research. A lot of invasive species in America are because people got pets and released them into an environment they were not meant to be in. Do your research. Reptiles aren't easy to take care of. I have a leopard gecko. I love him. His name's Charizard. He's not easy. Like, it's not an easy task. It's not like a cat where you can kind of just give him food and water, give him attention, give him love. And if they want love, they'll come to you. If they don't, they'll leave you alone and do their own thing. Like, reptiles are a very hands-on pet. So do your research. I've almost fell. They need a lot of equipment, lighting, heating, humidity, tank size, water, whatever. Every reptile is different. Every reptile needs different stuff. Bearded dragon is not the same as a leopard gecko. Like, it's very different. The leopard gecko is not the same as a Tegu. So do your research because they're all different, all vastly different. Also, check where these If you're going to get one, check where they came from. Taking them out of the wild, though they are invasive, this is what has caused population decrease in a lot of animals. Hyacinth macaws. You take them out of the wild for the pet trade, their population, you can't. I mean, you shouldn't do that. Kill them off if they're invading and ruining an ecosystem. Fine, but just straight up snatching them to sell them, don't do that. There are ethical breeders and other resources you can use to find ethically sourced Argentine black and white tegus. So do your research. That's all I ask. Also, wild tegu, because it's a wild animal in the wild, can be very aggressive. So yeah, just do your research. Also, if you get a tegu and you can't take care of it for whatever reason, even if you want to and you just can't, do not release them into the wild. This is what has caused the issue that they are having right now. Look up local resources, find people who can properly care for and handle the animal. Do not release it into the wild. Goldfish, snakes, reptiles, it doesn't matter. Do not release them. It's bad for the environment, it's bad for the ecosystem, and it's bad for the animal, because most of the time, if they do survive, it's going to be invasive, they might be a mass populator, or they'll die. So do your research, find people that can take care of it. And I think my spiel is done. It's time for fun facts. My camera is about to die. I'm trying to hurry. And fun facts is big. Okay, so these guys can detach their tails as a distraction if being attacked. Though it is not likely, given that their tails are important for their defense. It's more likely that if it is to occur, it'd be a younger tegu and not an older one. And their tails dropping off is called autotomy. I don't know. It means self-amputation. So these guys have been seen to run on their back feet, which is pretty funny. I love seeing lizards run on their back feet. They always look so silly. And also, these guys are one of the few partially warm-blooded reptiles. Unlike other endotherms, they only show temp control during reproductive season. So that's cool. I don't know what other reptiles have that kind of thing, or what other reptiles are actually completely warm-blooded, if that exists. I don't know. But yeah, these guys can control their temperature in breeding season. Or reproductive season, not breeding season. Is that the same thing? Probably. I'm stressed. My camera's about to die. Also, tegu keepers have noted that their intelligence resembles that of a dog. So they're pretty smart animals. They have also been seen eating alligator eggs, American alligator eggs, in Florida. So again, not good for the environment, probably. I mean, I'm sure American alligators have other predators. If they do, if they don't, then I don't know. There is the Argentine black and white tegu. Pretty fun lizard to learn about. Though invasive, which I don't support. That's bad. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, and comment down below what animal I should do next. Next week will be an extinct animal, so that one will be pretty fun to do. Hope you guys enjoyed. Share the video to a friend who maybe really likes reptiles. Who knows? I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy your week. Bye-bye. Tegu, 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 tegu.